got ourselves a timeout on the field. I don't know exactly who called this. 11-11 left to play in the ball game. 27-0 our score. Portage Central out on top. If you'd like to become involved in Portage Cable Access programming, you need to attend some classes, and they are free of charge to Portage residents interested in learning how to produce a television program using video cameras. So why don't you give us a call at 329-7260. Portage Cable Access is your community channel. Don't miss this opportunity to be a part of it. And you can see this broadcast again Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on Channel 31 if you want to watch it again. Too bad, John, that Mustangs probably won't make the playoffs because they're playing so well now here at the end of the season.
Boy, they are. They're just getting on a roll now that if they just, well, we just talked about it earlier, just 10 points difference between having an undefeated season, and they look like championship caliber right now. 2nd and 1.
Knight keeps it. Actually faked me out, handed it off inside to Letcher, and Letcher will have the first down.
Boy, that's the sign of a mature quarterback already, when he can make that fake inside now when we're talking 10 minutes to go or a little over 10 minutes to go and you're ahead 27-0. He hands the ball off inside, but he still carries out his fake the whole way.
Jeremy Harper in now, number 75 at offensive right tackle with Mustangs. Also Kevin Massey in as the lone split back. He split out to the bottom of your picture. You can't see him. This time Knight has it, John. And he'll go maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he got caught from behind. Tried to make a little bit of a jump. And Mike Van Sickle, number 70, got a hold of the back of his jersey. And Mike Van Sickle's no small human at 6'4" and 260. And Dan Knight just couldn't break away from that.
And we talked about this during our pregame briefly as Steve Corstans checks in for Portage Central. But this is the first team really that has been able to match the Mustangs size-wise all the way across the line of scrimmage.
Boy, they sure do size-wise. Maybe we can, I'd like to talk a little bit more about that after this play.
Hewitt in the ball game, and he squirts forward down across the 30 to the 25. He'll be close to the first down, 3rd and a couple.
After observing for quite a ways over 3 quarters, it's not just the size matchup that makes a ball game or makes an even ball game. Let's revert back to what we were talking about strength and the off-season weight program. I think Portage Central is just an awful strong, whatever the poundage is on each one of the ball players up front or in the backfield.
Well, I think as we watch Hewitt slide across and I think pick up the first down, you've got to talk a lot about technique, and that comes back to good coaching during the week.
Boy, it sure does. You talk about those down linemen. Greg Flask has been here as long as Coach Knight has been working with those kids all the time, does an excellent job all the way along the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively, and that technique along with that strength really makes for a ball club.
Hewitt did get the first down. It's 1st and 10 Mustangs on the 22-yard line of the Bearcats. Hewitt will go right over the center this time. Falls forward. And it's not Hewitt, it's Letcher, 34. And in comes Johnson, 32, to give the play to Dan Knight. So instead of alternating his plays with his wide receivers, Coach Knight's doing it with his halfbacks. Letcher got 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Mustangs trying to score again. Johnson will slam in to the center of that line. And Smith will make the stop. Aaron Hinklin bringing in the play this time. And J.C. Clarkson, 66, comes out. 7:53 to play in the ball game. Portage Central 27, Battle Creek Central nothing. The Mustangs content to keep it on the ground and grind it out, tuggle up to make the tackle.
Boy, Knight barely got that ball off. He was being tripped up. Got the ball off. Got it right into the breadbasket, so to speak, of the dive back, and they were able to to gain a couple of yards and get down to a situation now where it's 4th and, 1 yard. Inside the 20 on about the 17-yard line.
And I'm sure Coach Knight would like to keep this drive alive, put another touchdown on the board. And the quick pitch goes to Pewitt, who makes a nice cut back to the inside, and he's got the first down.
Boy, for a little man, he's still got that great balance. That little spin at the end ends up giving him a couple of extra yards and move that ball right down there just on about the 10-yard line.
Tuggle.
1st and 10 or 1st and goal.
Tuggle made the stop as we have a new running back, Mike Harity, coming in for Johnson. Mark Harity, number 30. First and goal to go, Portage Central. And I think Knight fumbled.
Not sure if he got the ball all the way to Harity. It looked like they were going to run the veer that side, and he couldn't quite get out there a little bit. Maybe it was Michael got in there right there, and he was so fired up and so excited that he was a little bit too fast at the line of scrimmage, although the responsibility is with the quarterback to get the ball to the dive back.
And we'll have a change in quarterbacks. Dan Knight perhaps done for the evening, and Matt Kopp in to replace him. Get some valuable game experience on 2nd down. And Kopp gets the ball to Harity, and Harity will drive forward across the 10, down close to the 7. And Bolden makes the tackle.
They do need to get all the way into the end zone. There's no first down coming up in this situation, Joe.
Also Scott Dull making the stop. 3rd and 7 from the 7. 3rd and goal. Mustangs with 2 plays to get it into the end zone here. Harity and Pewitt are the running backs behind Matt Kopp, the quarterback. And the call goes to Pewitt, and he's not going to get in the end zone, maybe down to the 5.
Yeah, it looks like he's just a little bit inside the 5. That little quick trap inside.
He was stopped by Van Sickle again. And the interior of that Bearcat defensive front. Bearcats have given up a lot of touchdowns, but they haven't been easy once the Mustangs have gotten inside the 10-yard line.
Boy, they're real tough anywhere inside the 10-yard line, Joe, as you mentioned.
This is 4th down. Knight, or rather Kopp to Pewitt, as the option works to perfection. And the Mustangs cross that goal line again.
Couldn't have said that any better, the perfection situation. They kept running that dive back, running that little trap, running that dive back. This time, Matt Kopp pulls the ball out. He doesn't quite have it, but he's able to pitch it to Steve Pewitt, and there's a lot of quickness in Pewitt, and he just found a corner and got right in the end zone.
And we talked about the fundamentals and the technique, and Pewitt keeping that good pitch relationship so that when Kopp looked to pitch it back to him, one defensive player couldn't cover both of them.
Boy, that's right.
And that's why they scored the touchdown. And the extra point is up, and the extra point is good. It's now 34-0. Portage Central with about 5 minutes left to play in the ballgame.
Another person that's in on a lot of this, there's a lot of other people, like Bill Hausman, one of the other coaches down there, but another person, Bob Wyman, who's up in the press box during the games. Of course, he coaches on the field during the week, but Bob Wyman's got football experience that goes back to when, Joe, maybe you were still in diapers. He coached at Western back when I played there. He coached at K Christian. He was a head coach at K Christian. In between Western and K Christian, he was here. In fact, he was your coach, wasn't he, Joe, or one of your coaches when you guys went to the Silverdome?
Yeah, we had quite an impressive coaching staff on that particular trip to the Dome. Coach Bob Wyman helped us during the summer two-a-days, and then would come on game days. And then once we made the playoffs, he was there every day during practice when we brought up some extra people from the JV team. We had more bodies out there, and I think his experience helped Coach Knight in preparing for ball games, and always helps to have another head coach on your staff.
Boy, it sure does. It's almost like an extra. He can just see all over the field, be able to pick up the tendencies, find the weaknesses, and then just relay them down to the field.
Jeff Vine puts his foot into it, and the Bearcats continue to return to the far side of the field. So we'll see if Battle Creek Central makes any offensive changes. The Mustangs have made a slew of substitutions.
Another senior in there, Joe Jackson, with a big hit on that on that tackle down there on the return.
First and 10, Battle Creek Central, less than 5 minutes to play in the ball game. They've got it just shy of their own 25-yard line. And the pitch goes back to the deep back of the eye, and he won't get too far. Norman over there to make the tackle. Todd Bolden is the ball carrier, also Roberts, and we may have a injured Bearcat. Mustangs going with mostly their defensive starters yet.
Boy, and the hits haven't slowed up any either. Boy, they're getting right in there. They're still hitting just like they were at the start of the ball game, even though there's only 4 minutes left in a lot of these guys' home career at any rate.
And I tell you, when you're trailing 34-0 and it's cold, it hurts a little bit more when you get hit.
It can hurt an awful lot more, Joe, when you get hit when you're down like that.
Fortunately, I was never on the end of a score like this. They'll keep it on the ground. Hadley trying to squirm free, but he can't do it. Canerva made the stop, and he'll come out.
Boy, after Doug Roberts just kind of took everybody out inside and, of course, made the quarterback run to the outside, and Darren Canerva just made a big grab and put him right to the turf.
And we've got some substitutions. Fletcher in at one defensive end, Polderman out, also Roberts out. 3rd and 6 now for Battle Creek, and Hadley will drop back and now roll a little bit and make the throw, and it's almost picked off. Good effort over there on the far side of the field by Kalinsky.
Muddy fielder David Kalinsky may have had 6 himself. Boy, he was just digging for that ball when he made that left leg slipped out from under him. He did get his hand up on the ball, a great reaction to make sure it didn't go any farther than where he was.
And he's played a good game tonight. He's a senior, 190-pounder, 6 feet. He can look back fondly on his career here at Portage Central. 3:10 left to play in the ball game. Tuggle back in punt formation for Battle Creek, as they have not been able to get anything going offensively, and Munson almost blocks the kick. Fair catch called for and made by Kopp.